Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And when we both get older.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday. And guys, if you're wondering, now once again, we made that specifically, that intro for Gogue's birthday last week. But hey, just like some people proclaim and recognize that it's Pride Month, whatever the hell that means, on Warwick Radio, guys, the month of June is going to be Gogue Appreciation Month from all of us here at Warwick Radio. Because let's just face it, there's no one else like him within the boxing industry. Here is, guys, the unflappable, unwavering, incomparable Coach James Gogue. James, how you doing this evening, sir?
Hey, Joe, I'm doing good. There was a couple good fights last night like we expected. It lived up to the, what do you call it? The hype.
Yep.
And we got a new undisputed junior welterweight champion of the world who's back. And hopefully he behaves this time. Him and his dad don't act stupid and, unreasonable with their purses and, doing all kinds of stupid shit like that set them back last time. Hey, they got humbled real bad. They got humbled real quick.
They did.
Okay. The man upstairs humbled them real quick because they got, their head inflated real. But this time around, you can see Teofimo and his dad when they announced he was the winner. It was more low key, like I've been here before. Act like you done it, and he's been there before. So it was no like when they beat Lomachenko, jumping all around the ring, acting like fools, like they did, like they. Like they just went, like they landed on the moon and came back. You know what I mean? So,
That's right, brother. That's right. And I tell you what,
Joe,
go ahead, sir.
Joe, but anyway, yeah, like I said, hopefully they learn from this experience and not let it go to their head and, stay focused and as best as they can. They're the type of guys. Oh my God, they got a lot of they create problems. Okay, and I've seen that happen a lot of times, man. Fighters, man, they just problem after problem just comes into their life. Johnny Tapia was like that.
Oh boy,
you know what I mean?
Yep.
He had Camacho. I mean, there's so many of them out there, man. That the fame of boxing creates problems for them and everything that they never would have had.
Yep. And guys, we're going to go through all of it. We're going to have Gogue talk about all of the action last night. We're even going to talk about the big fight that happened, Mayweather versus John Gotti III. No, we're not going to talk about that garbage. We're going to talk about Jaime Munguia Coach Gogue's favorite defensive-minded fighter, a guy who likes to block punches with his face. Jaime Munguia versus Sergey Derevyanchenko, in which a lot of people are calling it the leading candidate for fight of the year. We'll see if Gogue agrees with that. We're also going to talk about the return of Adrian Broner, see how he factors in this landscape of the 140-pound weight division. We'll see what Gogue thinks. And we'll also take a look at the road ahead on the schedule. But I tell you what, guys, one of the things I absolutely love about Coach Gogue, he is unwavering, unflappable, where he doesn't listen to all of these BS narratives floating around the boxing community. He just goes with what he sees in the ring. And guys, in case you didn't know, Coach Gogue, very seldom, I can count on one hand how often he's been wrong over the past half decade. And there it is, guys. So, Coach Gogue, what did you see that caused you to pick Teofimo Lopez and that made you understand that that's how this fight was going to play out? And indeed, it did last night.
40 years of being in this business, instincts, Joe. I don't pay attention to the odds because, you do that, it influences the way you look at things, okay? How you might perceive the fight will play out. I'm just going by my instincts, Joe. My 40 years of studying tapes, watching fights, the thousands of fights I've watched over the years. And when like I said, like Bruce Trampler, he knows how to develop champions from step A all the way to the title, okay, and winning the belt and everything. It's like riding a bike, man. You develop these instincts. It becomes second nature. And me, I just had I didn't know what the odds were until you told me last week. I thought Teofimo was favored, but you told me Taylor was. So I thought Teofimo was favored because I thought he was going to win. I thought my instincts were saying he was too fast, too sharp. He'll pull the trigger faster. He's better reflexes. What do you call it? Explosive puncher? Just creative, spontaneous. He depends on being spontaneous. What's that word? Spontaneity.
Yeah, spontaneous. Yep.
Spontaneous. Okay, he depends on being spontaneous in there. Just let everything flow. Let his talents, his God-given skills and instincts take over, and he'll find the solution to the problem in there, like he did in the first couple rounds when Taylor was taking control. And he made that. He stuck to his game plan, boxed intelligently, counterpunched intelligently, beat him to the punch when he led intelligently. Superior talent, Joe. You can't teach that, okay? You cannot teach that. You either have it or you don't. It's like a guy running a 4.340 or a guy running a 4.540. You can't teach a guy. You can't teach that 4.3 speed. It's God-given. It's the same thing with Teofimo. His God-given speed, his athleticism, his reflexes, his instincts, okay, to make the right decisions in there all the time. Just being spontaneous in there, controlling the action. I figure fourth, fifth round, he started taking control of the fight. The first four were first two, I gave it to Taylor. The next two, I gave Teofimo the edge. I gave him the edge because I thought he was landing the cleaner shots. That's what they score in boxing. The more cleaner, effective blows. Then after the sixth round, seventh, I started to see the separation in class, okay? That's what usually happens when you're the better fighter. The separation in the class occurs in the back half of the fight. And Teofimo, you got to give him credit. Just basically that everything I said last week, the game plan I laid out, he pretty much executed it. And remember I told you, Joe, whoever executes their game plan better is going to win the fight. Well,
that's
superior. When you got superior talent, you can execute your game plan better than your opponent.
Yeah, I tell you what, credit to Josh Taylor. He came out wanting to bully Teofimo Lopez, wanting to set the pace, a very torrid pace for the 35-year-old. And what changed, Gogue? Was it once again, that sharp right uppercut, the sharp left hook as he was coming in? Well, it was noticeable after about the midway point, like you stated, that he began to think twice about just simply barging through the front door. Yeah. Teofimo Lopez getting his attention.
Plus, people people talk about his, he was beating him to the punch, the counter punching, but his defensive skills too. It was hard for Taylor to get a clean shot off on him. Okay, his head movement, his footwork, you know what I mean? His head and upper body movement, his footwork, had a lot to do with it.
Yep, even when he had him against the ropes, he had a very hard time landing cleanly. Sure.
Yeah, and that's what happens, Joe. To me, in a tough fight, when it's close, if you consistently execute your defense, okay, you're going to be in the fight. Then you're going to find a way offensively to separate yourself from your opponent. But your defense got to be consistent, okay? Even though you had a bad couple rounds, you didn't have a bad. You didn't win the first couple rounds. Just as the fight goes on, just keep your defense consistent. Okay, keep your defense consistent. Make your opponent miss a lot. Don't let them hit you with a lot of flush shots. Then you're going to see your opponent start getting frustrated. You're going to see him get tired as the fight goes on and everything. Okay, then all that other stuff plays an effect. The sharp countering, the leading with the sharp combinations, beating them to the punch. Okay, that's only effective as long as your defense is good. Now, if Teofimo was getting hit a lot, all that shit wouldn't have mattered. Okay.
Yep. That's it. And so much for the tired narrative that Teofimo Lopez was a mental midget who was questioning his ability, and he was very unconfident heading into this fight. Sure didn't look that way. He stayed relaxed. He weathered the storm, and he started making the proper adjustments.
Well, like I said,
go ahead, sir.
Like I said, Joe, that opponent, Sander Martin, had a lot to do with it. Okay,
that's it. Yep.
He had a lot to do with Teofimo looking like shit, making him doubt himself. Okay, Okay. So it wasn't Teofimo; it was the opponent that made him feel that way. That made him perform that way. So, but anyway. I knew Taylor would be an easier target to hit. Okay, he's not going to be like this guy, fighting in safety first mode the whole fight. Where guys like that, they give you a very, very difficult time to get your timing and rhythm, and they're going to make you look bad.
Yep, I tell you what, guys, and congratulations to Teofimo Lopez for becoming the new. Look, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to say this, guys, because it's a reality. The new undisputed 140-pound champion and once again, no discredit to Regis Prograis, no discredit to Subriel Matias. I'm not even going to acknowledge Rolly Romero because more than likely he's going to dump that title in the trash to face Ryan Garcia later this year. But I will say this, congratulations to Teofimo Lopez, definitely the better man last night, and congratulations to Josh Taylor for putting up a gallant effort and making it a very entertaining fight. So where does Teofimo Lopez go from here? After the fight, coach, he said, you know what? I'm going through a terrible divorce and custody battle with my ex. You know what? I need to take care of that first before I even think about coming back to the sport. Is that understandable, coach? Because we just saw Jermall Charlo take a sabbatical of sorts to go through that same thing.
You got to get your priorities in order, baby. I mean, you got to get your personal life in order, or you're not going to be able to train effectively. You're not going to be able to focus on your career. So,
yeah. And you've seen that many times, coach. I tell you what, and there's only so much, no matter how great your mentor is in the gym, there's only so much he can do. Can you elaborate on that, coach?
Hey, man, it's the fighter, man. You can't babysit them 24 hours a day. They got to, you know what I mean? They got to be able to handle their business, not only in the gym, but outside the gym, which is more important, keeping focused. keeping your weight down, doing your road work, stuff like that, eating the right foods and all that, man. You know what I mean? It's a 24-hour, 24/7 endeavor if you want to be a world-class fighter, okay? If you want to be a world-class fighter, the world-class fighters, they pay the price. They're professional athletes 24/7. They're not just train, get ready, they fight and all of a sudden they take 3 months off and gain 30, 40 pounds. You've seen that a lot. Omar Figueroa.
Oh, jeez.
look how long his career lasted. All right. I mean, and there's others out there besides Omar. Okay, there's others. I had one. I don't want to mention his name. He was like that, man. You know what I mean? So,
and look, and Josh Taylor just suffered that consequence in his preparation or lack thereof for Jack Catterall. From what I was told, it was a fat camp. And like you eloquently stated last week, Gogue, whose fault is that?
It's the fighter.
Yep.
Look, man, Joe, these guys are grown men. They're professional athletes. They should understand that, he's the undisputed champion of the world. You got to keep your focus. You can't get complacent, okay? If you do get complacent, guess what? It's going to bite you in the ass. It's going to humble you real quick, okay? All right.
Yep.
So,
and some fighters just never get that memo. Like I'll never forget Escalante from El Paso came to work with Ronnie Shields at the Plex gym when he was working over at the Plex, right?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when we were doing the show on the old East Side Boxing on the Pugilist Corner, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget. It was on Showtime, and he got knocked out in the first round. And afterwards, I think it was Steve Farhood or Jim Gray or someone stuffed a mic in his face, and he went on to bash Coach Ronnie Shields on public TV in front of everyone. And Coach Ronnie, boy, he gave him an earful the following Tuesday when he came on his show. And he said, look, I didn't open your mouth and shovel all that food in you. You showed up to camp that way. So no, we couldn't work on strategy. We couldn't work on sharpening your tools. You spent the entire time having to lose all that weight that you gained. That's not my fault.
Yep.
I'll never forget
Ronnie,
that as long as I live. Yep.
Ron, that ain't the only fight. I mean, I had maybe one or two guys like that, that were dead. Thinking I've got some more than that. Hell, man, thinking about it. I call them deadbeats, wannabes. Okay, they don't want to take care of business. They don't want to maintain the discipline between fights, to train, to keep their weight down, to eat right. All that stuff, man. I mean, between fights, Joe, this is where you get better by working on your strength and conditioning. Okay.
Yep.
Get physically stronger, keeping up your running, eating right, and everything. You can still go to the gym, shadow box. Work on different things to develop new skill sets and stuff like that to increase your boxing IQ. But like I said, hey man, you can't babysit the fighters, man. Okay, they gotta want to do it. They gotta. Joe, it comes down to this: they gotta love to train. They gotta love. The gym has got to be their home, second home. They got to, that passion. Once the fight's over with, that what do you call it? That feeling that I got to get back in the gym. You know what I mean? I got to get back because they enjoy doing it. They love the grind. They love hard work. They're not scared of hard work. Bernard Hopkins, shit, as soon as he's done fighting, he's back in the gym the following Tuesday, shadow boxing, loosening up, staying sharp. You know what I mean? That's what fighters, that's what old time fighters used to do. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They didn't fucking like these motherfuckers nowadays, man. When they're not fighting, they won't see the gym. And a lot of the guys, you know what I mean? They get complacent. They don't want to work out because, especially when they make a lot of money. If they get a lot of easy money, they don't want to work out. They don't want to go through that grind. You know what I mean? Because look, Joe, like I said, you got to love the grind. You got to love putting that work in. You know what I mean? Especially between fights.
Yep. You've got to. And if you don't, boy, you better learn to love it. Or you're not going to have a very long career.
if you don't love it, man, I mean, you can't learn to love it. You either love it or you don't. I mean, can you tell Chavez Jr.? You think he loves it? You know what I mean?
Hell no. And you've got a story for that too, don't you?
Oh yeah, man. Well, another time. I don't want to rip on. Julio.
Very good, very good. And once again, yeah, it's almost like beating a dead horse, brother, at this point. But guys, I want to welcome my brother Sly Tendencies to the show. Thank you for supporting the coach on this evening with the super chat. Thank you very much. He says, Coach, you called it. You called the fight to a T. I lost 100 last night. Tio's performance was pound for pound. That version of Tio, dog walks Haney, in my opinion. Well,
he bet on Taylor.
Yeah, a lot of people did. And once again, hope you learned your lesson, Sly, because very seldom do you bet on the coach and actually come back the winner.
Hey Joe, when I feel strongly about a bet, I don't care what everybody's saying. Because Joe, I learned that I'm not into that herd mentality. Okay, get all and join them because everybody everybody else is putting their bets on them. Me, I'm like I said, I go by my instincts, okay, and my evaluation in my mind on who I think is going to win the fight. Hey Joe, I've watched so many fights. I understand the levels of talent. Okay. I understand that. So, and it gives me the accuracy. It gives me the accuracy to pick the right fights.
The right winners. Guys. Over the last 2.5 years, I can tell you, Coach has only been wrong twice on this show over the last 2 years. Once was Miguel Burchelt, Oscar Valdez. I think most people besides our brother G Funky was wrong about that one. And then the only reason why I firmly believe that he was wrong about Zhilei Zhang, Joe Joyce, is because of referee Howard Foster prematurely pulling the trigger, even though the ringside physician gave him the green light. Stopped it in round 6.
Hey, that fight was playing out to the letter T the way I predicted it. I didn't think there was one factor. I didn't know that Joe Joyce's eye was going to close up. That fight was playing out. I said that fat fucking Chinaman ain't in great shape. He'll start fading as the fight. Goes on. And if Zhang, if Joyce could weather the storm earlier, as the fight goes on, that he's gonna break him down. Okay, he's gonna break him down, and it was going to the letter T. That Chinaman was starting to get tired. What do you call it? He was starting to break down. It's just Joe Joyce's eye swelled up because he had a fucking terrible cut man in the corner that didn't keep the swelling down. Okay, he should fire that guy. He should never work his corner again as a cut man. That's why you hire a fucking cut man, Joe. It's to prevent shit like that from happening. Okay, a world-class cut man would know how to prevent that stuff from completely swelling up.
And there it is, guys. There it is. You can't argue with experience and knowledge. That's what you get every time you listen to Coach Gogue. But thank you, Sly. We appreciate it. And hopefully you learned your lesson. When Coach Gogue actually makes a prediction, take it seriously, brother. Put more credence into that. But God bless you, Sly. Thank you for always supporting the coach every Sunday night. Guys, before we move forward any further, let's say hello to our dear friends in the chat. We've got a ton of comments already. Let's move forward. Jesus M, first one in the box. Saludos, coach. Every boxer must be consistent even after big wins and improve the good, bad, and the ugly.
You got it, man. You can't stay complacent, man. You can't stay complacent. You got it. You better get better, or you're not gonna stay on that throne for a long time. All right, you got to get better.
That's it. And once again, I forgot to write down the question the comment that you had earlier, Jesus. If you could possibly bring that up a little bit later on in the show, and I'll read it live here for the coach, okay? But thank you for always supporting the coach, my friend. Also want to go to our good friend Pranay. Says, Coach, as Canelo and Loma wind down their careers, I think we're witnessing one of the most intriguing career arcs in boxing. Tio is capable of beating the very best, yet losing to nobody makes him very, very interesting. Well, let's go back to our brother Sly, and I do want to get your take on this, Coach. He says Tio's performance was pound for pound. That version of Teofimo Lopez dog walks Haney, in my opinion, but styles make fights, Coach. Who do you predict at 140 winning that very intriguing battle of Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez?
Lopez, because of his punching power. They both are exceptionally gifted athletically and everything. All right, quick hands, great counter punchers, but it's the power that's going to make the difference. Teofimo could hit, Haney can't.
And there it is. It's impossible to argue with that. Thank you once again, Sly. We really appreciate you supporting the coach. Let's see. Let's move on. And once again, thank you, Pranay, for joining us and supporting the coach. Anthony Manzano, Tony from Florida. Hi, Coach and Joe. Hello to you. Thank you for supporting the coach. Also, our brother G Funky Boxing says, greetings, Joe and Coach, and greetings to you, my friend. And guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to our brother G Funky. He did a brilliant breakdown as well. And I'm sure he felt very confident in his breakdown after being supported by the coach as well. Great minds think alike, and G Funky is one of the great minds in YouTube. Go check out his channel and please go subscribe. Thank you for joining us, sir. Also want to give a big shout out to my brother, Round One. Let's hit the like button. Please do, guys. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for being here, Round One. Also, my brother, Here to There from across the pond. He said, cheers, Coach and Joseph. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach. Pranay also says this. Tio was beautiful with his pullback uppercut and lead left hook. He is the most fluid boxer today, even more so than, I think, Tank Davis, who I love. What say you, Coach? Do you think Teofimo Lopez, you think he's the most or one of the most fluid fighters in boxing today?
That's when he's best, when he's fluid, when he's organic and natural, free flowing, not robotic. That's when he's at his best. Roy Jones Jr. was like that. Okay, I mean, you got to be exceptionally gifted fighters can fight like that. Okay, Floyd Mayweather is like that. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's and once again, you can't teach that. That is just instinctively. They athletically gifted specimens in the ring, and their instincts are absolutely brilliant. And once again, that's something you can't teach, Coach. But Pranay says this also. Tank and Tio at 140 pounds is the fight. Tank ain't no Taylor, but with Tio's size, explosive counters, and great punch activity, win him that fight. Teofimo ain't no pretty girl, Ryan Garcia. Wow. What say you, Coach? Who wins that fight and why?
Be a good fight, but that we're only dreaming, man. If that fight happens, okay. I think Aram, since Tio won the fight, I think Aram got options, okay, on Tio.
Yep. Look. From what I know, even though Teofimo Lopez was talking about that's a final fighter in his contract, you're right. He does have options on at least his next several fights. This is the end for Tio at Top Rank. Now, they did have the option to cut him if he looked like dog shit and lost, but no, he's still under contract with Top Rank, as far as I know, from what I've been told, guys.
Yeah.
So there it is. Thank you, Pranay. But yes, we're living in fantasy land if we think that fight's going to happen anytime soon, especially after that last performance. Nope. Want to give a big shout out to my brother, Dre Finest. You dig? Yep. Thank you so much for joining us and supporting the coach. And here's a dagger thrown at the Tartan Tornado. Some rando, thank you for joining us, sir, and supporting the coach on this beautiful evening. He says the Honduran Tornado.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, Coach, what did you think of the pace that Josh Taylor set the very outset of the fight? Did you know that he wasn't going to be able to keep that up?
Oh, yeah. He started at a fast pace, but I've seen that happen countless times. I told, like I was talking to you earlier, Joe, as long as Teofimo kept poise and composure, didn't let it bother him, that quick pace, and just stuck to his game plan, which was boxing, counter punching, hitting him with setting traps, catching coming in, stuff like that. Just stick to it. Discipline to your game plan. Oh yeah, remember I told you, Joe? Make sure your defense is consistent. Then as the fight goes on, he'll start separating from Taylor and everything. But the key is, keeping his composure and poise and keeping his defense consistent. Okay. Yeah, Taylor started fast, but he was hitting Teofimo. He was landing them body punches. That's what won him them rounds. But he wasn't really getting hit with headshots. A lot of them. And when he did, he made the adjustments, or he made the quick adjustments to make sure he didn't get hit with them headshots on a consistent basis and everything. So, yeah. And there it is. Yeah, go ahead, sir. You just got to keep your poise and composure. All you got to do is look at Teal's face. He was calm. It reminded me of Salvador Sanchez. You know what I mean? Calm in the eye of the storm.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was very noticeable how he stayed relaxed, and then when the tide started to change, the momentum started to shift. Well, Josh Taylor started to, it became very noticeable between rounds. He looked very, very concerned in comparison, didn't you think?
Now say that again, Joe. You broke up.
I'm sorry. It was noticeable between rounds that Josh Taylor, once the momentum started shifting, that he started to have a very strong look of concern.
Oh yeah,
between rounds, and it was very noticeable.
Oh yeah, you can see he was that look of confidence that he wasn't in control. The tide was changing. Teofimo, the momentum was shifting to his side and everything. And Teofimo, he knew that too, and his dad knew that. Okay, that the tide was changing and everything. I think the 5th round, when they both kissed each other in the corner, man. Like, yeah, this is our fight, baby. This is our fight now, man. They knew it though, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That I got my rhythm now. I got my timing and rhythm down, man. Our game plan is starting to execute like we planned. Yeah.
Yep. And there it is. I tell you what, great performance. Great performance. And Anthony says this, Joe, for me, I think they should have given Lopez a larger margin of victory. My scorecard, I had either won 117, 111, 9 rounds of 3, or 119, 109. Wow. Look, it's of no consequence. The judges got it right. And I will say this, the first half of the fight, I have no problem with the judges' scorecard scoring it 7 rounds to 5, because there were several swing rounds that could have gone either way the first half of the fight. That all is contingent on how you saw the action, who was landed the cleaner, more effective shots, who was imposing their game plan. And there were several swing rounds. I scored it, once again, going into the first half. At the end of the first half, after 6, I had Josh Taylor still up 4 rounds to 2. And I ended up scoring 8 rounds to 4 for Teofimo, pitching a shutout in the second half. I had it 8 rounds to 4. So I have no problem with the 7-5. I have no problem either with the 117, 111 also. Coach, how did you score the fight, sir?
I had a 116, 112, 117, 111, around that. I thought there was a wide enough separation. Without a doubt, he won the fight.
Yep. And once again, 8-4 is a very, very, once again, contingent on, and that's a big misconception of the scoring process, right? 7 rounds to 5 and 9 rounds to 3. That isn't a clear indication of how competitive or close the fight is. Now, once again, it's a flaw in the scoring system. You could pitch 12 rounds to nothing, and it could still be a very close competitive fight. But if you can make a case for one fighter winning every round, yeah, it could conceivably be 12-0. That's a huge misconception that fans and even critics and writers have, right? And it's a flaw in the scoring process. So once again, I can see either scenario, right? And Jesus M says, Felicidades, coach. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
tell you what, we're going to be celebrating that all month. Gogue Appreciation Month here on War Week Radio. Pranay also says, also what I loved last night was T.O.'s vicious body shots every time Taylor was trying to close the distance. Taylor was wincing every time he got touched to the body. T.O. has this mean streak to him when he is on.
Hey, Joe, I mentioned that as part of my game plan. You gotta remember that, Joe?
Yep.
I said you gotta take some air out of the tires. And how do you do that? You start hitting them with some body shots. That'll take some air out of your tires.
Oh, yep, indeed. And I tell you what, unfortunately, Josh Taylor suffers from Ricky Hatton syndrome. Well, drinking like a fish between fights. That's what I heard. So, yeah, that's not good. No one likes body shots, but especially, yeah, if you drink like a fish. I tell you what, Big Luke from New York, thank you for joining us, my friend. Can't wait till you get through with school so you can join us regularly on the late night hours. He says, happy birthday, Coach James. And once again, Big Luke
Thank you.
Been with us. He's been with us since the very beginning on the Pugilist Corner, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And there it is. Thank you for joining us, Big Luke. And thank you for always supporting the coach. Anthony says, Joe, did you hear during the after show for Lopez versus Taylor that they were saying that it seems like Lopez tends to perform at a higher level with chaos around them? Is that normal for a fighter, Coach Gogue? I don't know if that's what they said, but I will say this. He does seem to perform better with the monkey on his back. With
his concentration and focus goes to another level. You know what I mean? He eliminates all those distractions and gets, you know what I mean, and does his job like a professional. I mean, you see it throughout boxing, man. Fighters. I remember Bobby Chacon. He had a big fight. His wife committed suicide, but he still fought. Okay, you know you know what I mean. They focus on the task at hand and eliminate the distractions.
And there it is, guys. That's part of your job. There says, going through the venerable coach's signs of decline checklist, Taylor checks most of them, but credit to T.O. for taking advantage of that golden opportunity. Would you agree with that, Coach? Or do you think that's a little premature?
He's not shot yet. He still shows me he's what do you call it? Of course, he's a resilient competitor, but physically, he took a lot of punches that he's never had in a fight. He never had in any other fight. But guess what? You know what I mean? He fought a real talented fighter he's never fought before. Okay, and it happens in boxing. Okay, it doesn't make you a shot fighter. We'll see as he goes on and continues his career. If he's starting to decline like Canelo.
Coach, can you also talk about how difficult it is to prepare in the gym for a specimen and an athletically gifted fighter like Teofimo Lopez?
Good luck. How the hell do you prepare for a guy like James Toney or Roy Jones Jr.? Yeah.
Best of luck to you. And look, I will say this, Errol Spence Jr., boy, he's got that very daunting task as well, doesn't he? How do you prepare for Bud Crawford?
Yeah, man, you're gonna and he's not only got to deal with the right-handed, a fighter that's gonna fight right-handed but left-handed, and it's gonna switch back and forth during the fight. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, best of luck, guys. And once again, I just put up, and I found this from a year ago. And Coach Gogue, this is the real reason why he didn't want to go over the keys to victory once again, because on this show, he's already done it several times. Keep in mind, guys, Crawford Spence should have been announced a long, long time ago. But I found it in our archives and put it on video form. Go check that out if you haven't already. It's up. Coach Gogue's official breakdown, keys to victory, and prediction for Spence Crawford, right? July 29th. So go check that out after the show if you can. Also, want to welcome my brother EJ Electrojet. Guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to my brother EJ. Boy, he's right there getting ready to, surpass 1,000 subscriptions. And guys, I have a lot to touch on that at the tail end of the show. Maybe I'll save that for Monday. Yeah, I'll probably save that for War Week Radio chats. But he says, Joseph and Coach Gogue. So did I call it, Joseph? I said Lopez would get it. Look, guys, I brag about our extended War Week Radio family all the time, right? You guys are among the most intelligent and insightful in the entire YouTube boxing community. And I tell you what, Coach Gogue.
Hey, Joe,
yes,
I called it too, but not only did I call it, but I called it on how he was going to do it. And I was damn near accurate.
You sure did. And you always do, though, Coach. And once again, guys, and I brag about you guys all the time, we're beneficiaries of being able to spend time with Coach every single week. Yeah, we're beneficiaries of that. So, EJ, I didn't expect anything less from you, my friend. God bless you, and thank you for supporting the coach. Anthony says, honestly, my prediction for the next fight for Lopez, Coach and Joseph, it's going to be Subriel Matias. And Coach, please tell him why it won't be.
Wrong side of the fence, baby. He's a PBC fighter.
Yep. And there it is. There it is. Dre the Finest says some people cannot handle fame. Goes through their head. Yep.
That's it, baby. Yeah, that's it. They let the bullshit of success, lose their distraction because of the bullshit of success.
Yep, that's it. Some people can't handle it. Some people can. That's that separation. But Pranay also says this, Coach, speaking of Teal's left hook, he is almost like Canelo-like with it. Lightning fast, explosive, doesn't telegraph it. You stated
that last week.
That was going to be a huge key to his success. I
said that last week. He leads with that left hook just like Canelo. It's real sneaky and sharp, or he doesn't telegraph it.
Yep, very, very difficult to anticipate when it's going to come. Yep, that's it. We also want to recognize James from the Boxing Source, our dear friend. Hopefully he gets to, hopefully he can co-host the Ronnie Shields show with me this Tuesday. He says he's listening in. Guys, if you haven't already, please go support James from the Boxing Source. Go subscribe and also bookmark his site. Read his exclusive articles. BoxingSource.net. And there it is. Also want to welcome Ray to the show. They will make a movie on the life of Teofimo Lopez one day. I pray he slays his demons and finds peace. Well, if that's what you call his ex-wife, I guess so. What a warrior. What a champion. Win or lose, you got to respect him for taking these challenges. Very well said, brother. Thank you for supporting the coach, my friend.
Look, man, don't give him too much credit on taking these. I expect fighters to take challenges, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I expect fighters to step up to the plate. It's normal behavior back in the days, okay? Now they praise motherfuckers like, oh man, you gotta pat him on the shoulder. Oh, no. That's what boxing. That's what boxing it used to be, when the best fought the best on a consistent basis. Okay, so what he did was I expected him, okay, to fight a great champion like Taylor, because he wanted to be the best. Well, guess what? You can't be the best or say you're the best until you beat the best. And it's been like that through boxing history as long as I've been in this business for 40 years. Okay, and it's not like I don't give him a pat on the shoulder for taking that challenge like he did something what do you call it? Extraordinary. It's he wanted to be a champion again, so he went out there and beat a champion.
That's it. And once again, guys, Coach is the beat. Coach has the beat. It's like it's sign of the times, though. It's almost like men who want to be patted on the back for just doing their job and being a responsible dad who spends time with their kid. That's what's expected of you.
Exactly.
That's it, guys.
It's expected.
Mm-hmm. And Andrew Charles, welcome to the show, sir. He says, salute, fellas. Josh was my pick in this fight, but Teo ended up having the best performance of his career. Would you agree with that, Coach?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The Lomachenko, what do you call it? He had a hurt shoulder, so I don't think Lomachenko was at 100%, but You can't say that about Taylor, okay? And he moved up another weight division, okay? And beat the undisputed champion, that nobody has beaten so far. Who's beaten guys like Regis, Prograis, and all the other, name all the great fight, Jose Ramirez, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's
and
it.
He went out there and whooped them, and he went out there and handled them pretty damn good.
Convincingly. Absolutely. So thank you for joining us, Andrew. Thank you for joining us, brother, and supporting the coach. Coco the Bulldog, 32 years old? Nope. 35 years of age is Josh Taylor going into this fight. Right? 35.
He's 35, Joe. Someone said 32, but I don't know.
Hold on. Let me look this up real quick, guys. I want to nip this in the bud. I'm sure of it, though. Josh Taylor is 35. Extensive amateur background. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm 3 years off. I don't think so, but maybe I am. Nope, I am wrong. Born in 1991, 32 years of age. My apologies, guys. I think I'm getting confused with Regis Prograis, who's currently 34. Yep, that's right. Thank you for the correction, Coco. We appreciate it, my friend. Khalid says, Teal looked phenomenal. Countered the counterpuncher with great defense. Yes, he did, Khalid. Thank you for supporting the coach, and thank you for beating here, sir. Here to there says, oh, geez, I think you're in the minority here. I hope Sandor Martin gets another opportunity. Coach, what is the likelihood of that happening, and does anyone else besides here to there want to see it?
Ain't gonna happen, man. That guy stinks. He's terrible for TV, and what do you call it? Any fighter, if they're smart, any manager, if they're smart, why would they want to fight a guy like that for, man?
Yep. And here to there, you followed it up, and you've got the beat with this next opponent when he does come back to the ring. Considering ESPN had Jose Ramirez in the ring, that will probably be Teofimo's next fight by year's end. And you would be correct, sir. And, Coach, how does that play out in your mind?
He tears up Ramirez. Ramirez is easy to hit, okay? And you got a puncher like an explosive puncher like Teofimo Lopez. Oh, yep. Ramirez is in trouble.
I see him potentially stopping him, Coach.
Yep.
What say you?
Stopping him within 7-8 rounds.
Yep, I agree. Let's move on, guys. Boxing Door says, Coach Gogue says, eating the right foods while I'm chowing down a slice of pizza. Well, we aren't competing in the ring, my friend.
Exactly.
We just write about it. Tony Manzano says, I was watching a YouTube channel of a trainer like yourself who has vast experience in the sports, and they were saying that the fighting style that Teo has would cause serious issues for Subriel Matias. I concur. Coach, why is that, and do you agree with that, sir?
Subriel Matias is one dimension. He's like Ramirez, just comes straight ahead, okay? A volume puncher, all right? Just tries to, ground and pound you, okay? Physical at the point of attack. Throws a lot of punches, high volume punch output. I know his coach, a guy named Panda Nair. They train over there in right outside of Mexico City at the high altitude. So that he conditions them. He conditions him for the type of fight that Matias is best at. Running that football, ground and pound, high volume punch attack. Breaking down with body shots and everything, man. You know what I mean? But Teal, his movement, his speed, his counter punching, his ability to beat you to the punch when he leads, and shit, you know what I mean? He'll hurt that boy's he's got a solid chin and he's resilient and tough, man. It's gonna take a lot to break that Matias down. You know what I mean?
I tell you what, yeah, it's that's a very intriguing matchup, and yeah, the physical specimen that Subriel Matias is, it would take a lot to chop him down like a tree, and that's a great fight, but highly unlikely that it happens unless Subriel Matias jumps ship. We'll see what happens, guys. I love your moniker, brother. Watermelons and tacos boxing. Two things that go perfectly together, brother. And once again, a lot of people think that watermelon is only enjoyed by a specific demographic. That's a very antiquated way of thinking. I love me some watermelon. You know who taught me and who taught Vladimir Klitschko that watermelon was the best thing to replenish a fighter's body? Emmanuel Stewart. And he said he learned that trick from Julio Cesar Chavez when he trained him briefly. Watermelon does the body good. It's filled with water and electrolytes naturally. So yeah, Vladimir Klitschko, that's all he ate in camp once he started training with Emmanuel Stewart. Fun fact, guys. Fun fact. John Smith says, salute. Off topic, however, what is the name of the background music and who is it performed by? Oh, I'm glad you asked, brother. That's a jazz musician named Joe Bagali. B-A-G-A-L-E. Forgot what the name of the song is. I think it's Thank You RGE is what it's called. But yeah, Joe Bagali. Check out his music. Joe B-A-G-A-L-E. Thank you for asking, my friend. Let's see. Where were we? Let's see. Watermelons and tacos. I love it. And yeah, Khalid has the beat. Coach is always right. Been spot on. Yep. Thank you for noticing, brother. And it's, once again, Coach, he doesn't roll with common narratives. He goes with, and once again, this is one of the many things I love about working with the coach. He doesn't give a shit what the flavor of the month is. He believes what he believes, and he's going to be unflappable and unwavering. He's not going to be influenced by popular sentiment, right?
Well, Joe, like I said, I've been doing this a lot longer than a lot of people out there, especially at the professional level and everything. I'm not a fan. I gotta sharpen my senses because I'm in the business and everything. You got to learn all this stuff, man. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So
that's it. Slight tendencies. Yeah, Chavez Jr. was in love with Coca Roca. Well as siestas during the day in the gym. Fucking Coach. We also want to give a big shout out to my brother Punchy. Punchy, thank you for joining the coach and supporting him every Sunday, my friend. Let's try to move forward, guys. We've got a lot of stuff to cover this weekend or this evening. Want to give a big shout out to LLOHS. Hellos. Good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you so much. So this is a perfect segue, brother. Do you guys agree with the Jaime Munguia, Sergey Derevyanchenko decision? Coach, what did you think of that fight? Was it exactly what you had expected? And do you agree with giving Jaime Munguia the nod last night in a split decision victory?
Yeah, I expected it to go like that. Both guys ain't got no defense. They get hit a lot. And I thought it would be a rock'em sock'em affair, which it was. And as far as the decision, Joe, honestly, I was just enjoying the fight, the back and forth action of, both guys getting hit. I didn't really look at it from a judge's score perspective like I did the Teofimo fight, So, but yeah, Munguia, he has stagnated. Joe, he ain't gonna get no better. He has hit his ceiling. All right.
Yep.
He ain't getting no better. He has hit his potential and his ceiling. What I'm trying to say, they need to cash that motherfucker out.
Yep. I think that's why they're beating the drum right now for a huge fight against Canelo. That's what I think. Mm-hmm. And also banging the drum for a huge fight against David Benavidez currently. You never heard that from Oscar De La Hoya previously.
Yeah.
Prior to this. Now, once again, I had it scored, Punchy. I had it, and once again, Sergey Derevyanchenko is probably the unluckiest fighter at this level. I scored it almost identically to the Golovkin fight, 114-113, with the difference being, now once again, going into the final round, I was like, and once again, I purposely did not look to see when I saw the replay after the Tio fight. I purposely didn't look at any headlines because I wanted to see it as if I were watching it live. And I had Sergey Derevyanchenko with the lead going into the final round. And all of a sudden he gets knocked down. And that's the difference in my scorecard. 114-113, Jaime Munguia. Boy. Geez. Khalid says, Coach, I think Haney versus Tio is still 50-50. Haney is very patient with the long jab, can give Teofimo Lopez some problems. What say you, Coach?
What happens when he gets hit, though? All right.
And there it is. Want to give John Mick Smith big shout out. Thank you for joining the show, sir. And thank you for always supporting Coach Gogue. Welcome to the show. Also, my brother Peter Von Arx, Taylor started fading later in the fight. 28 months inactivity. Salute, Joseph and Coach. Salute to you, my friend. Thank you for always supporting the coach. Coach Gogue, what part did that inactivity play from Josh Taylor in this fight in determining the outcome?
Hey, every time every time you don't fight like in a year and a half or as long as that guy's been laid off in the ring, it's always going to It's always going to affect your performance. Okay, look, I said this a million times. I'm gonna say it again on this show. Okay, a fighter's best friend is activity. A fighter's worst enemy is inactivity. You got to keep the knives sharp. Okay, if you're not staying active, your knives get dull. Okay, and no one to blame but Taylor himself and everything. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's it. Only as someone, one person to blame, and that's himself. Tyrese Bowie, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach. On Sunday, he said Tio looked cool and calm from round 3 on to me. Those pre-fight antics were just an act. Well, I don't know if it was just an act. I just think most people looked too far into it and made absolutely a mountain out of absolutely nothing. Your thoughts, Coach?
I don't, like I said, Joel, I don't pay attention to all that stuff, okay? I just knew that the reason why he didn't perform good his last fight was because of that guy's style made him look bad. I've seen it all the time, man. When you face a fighter and he has a certain style that makes you look bad, especially a southpaw, like Sander Martin, who moves and runs and just goes there to survive, that makes you look like shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're going to hear a lot of criticism. People that never boxed before, they don't understand this shit.
And there it is. Very well said. And Peter also says this. Happy birthday, Coach. How old are you? 21 years, right?
61 years young, baby. 61 years young.
That's it. And thank you for wishing the coach happy birthday, my friend. God bless you, brother. Jay the Vinus says this. You cats keep saying Tio is 2-time undisputed champion. Please explain how he could have been undisputed at 35 when Haney had the email belt. Yeah, this is a 4-belt era on that franchise garbage. Coach, would you like to answer this?
No. I don't even understand the question. So
it's all nonsense and noise. Once again, this is Dre's making a case for Teofimo never being undisputed champion. Well, look, all that's nonsense and noise. I will say this. He beat the man who beat the man at 35.
Yep.
Right? Now he beat the man who beat the man at 40. So let's just rephrase this and say he's the lineal champ of 2 divisions. That's the most important. Undisputed, who really gives a living shit? The most important thing is beating the perceived best at any division. That's it. So once again, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. fighting for undisputed. That's just fan service. They're fighting the 2 best. Each guy, okay, the perceived best in the division. That's all that matters. I really don't give a shit what belts are attached. That's the 2 perceived best. Trey, and once again, you're a valued War Week Radio Extended family member, and you're smarter than the average fan. So I will ask you this. Do you need any sanctioning organization to tell you who the 2 best fighters in any one division is or are? Do you need Mauricio Suleiman to take you by the hand and say, hey, this isn't the real champion, this is. This isn't the best fighter in the division, this is. Do you need that guy telling you this? No, you don't. You're capable of knowing what you're looking at in the ring and understanding who the best fighters are at that time. So it's a moot point, really. And there it is. I want to welcome Adam Lopez to the show. ESPN said 32. Yep, I was corrected. I stand corrected. Thank you for joining us, Montequia. Jesus M, and this was the question. He says, Coach, we don't teach Tio's awkward style to young boxers, do we? So, in other words, would you actually tell a young fighter, hey, look at Teofimo Lopez, and that's how you do it?
It's God-given. All right?
Yep.
It's God-given talent, okay? A lot of stuff you can't teach, okay? That stuff he does. You know, he does everything instinctively, okay?
Yep.
He fights, you know, free-flowing, spontaneous, you know what I mean? And he executes how he sees stuff in the ring and everything. You know, it's not, you know, your typical fighter and everything. It's the Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather. You know, they have that athletic gift to fight like that and everything. So, but yeah, it's very, very. When you get a fighter like that, you know what I mean. It's God-given ability. Then if you can punch, that's even better. That makes you more effective executing your game plan. But you can't teach your fighter, oh, do this. Most fighters have to, you know, what do you call it? Have to be taught the right way to do it, the fundamentals and everything.
That's right. It's just like trying to teach a musician how to improvise, a gifted musician how to improvise jazz. You don't do it. You just provide the backdrop. That's it. That's it, guys. You just go with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Adam Lopez also says, Tio needs to just fight Devin and ride off into the sunset. Coach, who would you like to see? Who would you prefer Teofimo Lopez fight at 140 pounds before he rides off into the sunset?
Cut that shit out about retiring, man. Man, these motherfuckers don't know what. Harold Letterman told me that a long time ago about fighters retiring. They never do. So cut that shit out, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're always gonna. You know, there's always another fight out there for them. That's their mentality. Nah.
Well,
he'll if the money's right, if they somehow can afford it, that Haney fight. If he decides to give up his belts and step up, that makes sense. But we're in an era of boxing where the best fights don't be made. So until I'll believe it when I see it.
Well, Jesus M says, Coach, I disagree. Jose Ramirez beats Teofimo Lopez because he goes to the body. What say you, sir?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want to believe. Go ahead. Believe it.
Jesus M, don't do this. You just admitted that you didn't listen to the coach and you lost money. Are you really willing to do that again? Really?
But look, man.
Oh, come on.
He's going to get countered. Every time he goes to the body, Tio's smart. He's going to catch and counter with right uppercuts or catch and counter with left hooks to the head, like Josh Taylor did when they fought. He's going to get tore up.
And there it is from the floor up, brother. And Khalid says, Jose Ramirez gets cooked. Haney and even Ryan Garcia beat him at this point. Coach, would you agree with that?
Jose Ramirez?
Yep.
Ryan Garcia, keep him out, man. He hasn't fought nobody. He hasn't beat nobody. And he quit like a dog his last fight, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, we want to welcome our brother in the industry, Platinum Fights, to the show. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for supporting the coach. Very insightful, guys. Platinum, do you have a channel? Because if you do, guys, go subscribe. Platinum is very knowledgeable, very insightful. And he's a welcomed addition to the Warwick Radio extended family. He says that win over Pedro Campa looks pretty good, considering how he just gave Brandon Lee hell.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Campa's a solid vet, man. He might not make it to the top of the mountain, but he'll be there with everybody else climbing to get there. Yeah, he's solid vet. That Campa.
Yep, he's no walk in the park, guys, for anyone. John McSmith, brother John says, guys, last night that was not the same Teofimo that fought Loma. He seemed more poised and focused. Would you agree with that, Coach?
It's the same. It was the same. Tio. He always fights poised and composed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He always. Just all you gotta do is look at his face. No expression. Calm. Cool. Okay. Thinking like Salvador Sanchez. Same kind of stoic expression on his face. No facial expressions. Just everything calm, cool, relaxed. Okay. In control. Confident. Yeah, that's what I got. That's the look I got when I seen his face.
Now, Coach, James Toney so eloquently stated back in the day that the most important part about fighting in the ring is staying relaxed. So why is that, Coach?
Shit, that's everything, man. If you're not relaxed, if you're tight and tense like Taylor was going in the back half of the fight. You ain't gonna have nothing in your gas tank. I don't give a shit how good you conditioned yourself, or if your strength and conditioning coach got you in phenomenal shape and your heart rate's at 21 or 22. It don't matter, because if you're not relaxed, all that tenseness is wasted energy. And when you go to the back half of a fight, you ain't gonna have much in your gas tank and everything. Okay. A world championship caliber fight is a grueling marathon. It ain't a sprint. Okay, you better have some gas for that going down the championship stretch, the 10th, 11th, and 12th round and everything. But if you stay nice, or if you're in great condition, you stay nice and relaxed, calm and composed. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're gonna be able to go those 12 hard rounds and everything. Teofimo. You can see he's nice and loose and relaxed and everything. You know what I mean? Calm. I noticed that, Joe, 5 years ago. First time I met the guy. I worked his opponent's call. I was a cut man for his opponent. First time he went the distance. It was a 6-round fight. He went the distance and everything. And I noticed how calm and relaxed and composed he was. Even when he got cut in the fight. He got cut with, I think a left hook or something. He got cut, and the blood was, dripping down the side of his face, and I could hear his father between the rounds, fucking just McGill Ditas, you better stop this fucking cut. I mean, he was just panicking, went crazy. Oh, yeah, geez. Yeah, but Keo, I can see in his face, man. How calm and relaxed and composed he was. It didn't bother him, man. And that was in the 6th-round stage. After the fight, I went into the dressing room, started talking to him and everything. I told the dad and the son that was a great experience for you to face adversity like that. Okay, it teaches you, it taught you how to stay calm and calm and poised in the line of fire. And the dad told me that's exactly what I was thinking. He goes, it was a good experience for my son to experience that. And that was when he was a 6-round fighter. Yeah. Mm-hmm. True story.
There it is. We want to thank you for all the nuggets, Coach. We appreciate it. And thank you, John McSmith, for your comments, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach. Dre, thank you for the super chat, sir. And thank you for staying up with us. He says, Joe, Suleiman has more ish with him than an outhouse toilet. Same as plenty of BS I've heard all night. BS on this show? Dre? Look, brother, you just proved my point. Why would you care about who Suleiman deems as his champion in any division? You know what you see. You know who the best fighters are. You don't need any of the sanctioned organizations telling you. Okay? Trust your eyes. They don't deceive you in the ring. Right? That's my point. Anyway, hope you didn't take offense to what I said, my friend. I was just telling you, hey, give yourself more credit. You know what you're looking at, right? And he says, stay up, Joe. I'm out, you dig? Well, maybe he did take offense to that. I am sorry about that, but that's the reality of this. Guys, you guys all know what you're looking at in the ring. That's why you're listening to Gogue tonight and not listening to Fanon or Dante's Racist Boxing Nation. You know what you're listening to. You know what you're looking at in the ring. That's why you're here. And my hat's off to you guys. You guys are among the smartest, most insightful, and most intelligent fight fans on YouTube. That's why you're here. Chingao. Anyway, I want to give a big shout out to my brother Tycho TV. Thank you for always being here to support the coach. Salute Joseph Heron and salute Coach Gogue. Salute to you, Tycho TV. God bless you, brother. So we guys, I want to talk to you now, Coach. Once again, on Friday from Miami, Florida, Adrian Broner.
Hey, Joe, I don't want to talk about that, all right? That's nonsense, all right? Come on, that guy's a has-been, and it's a waste of my time, you know, just like talking about other bullshit in boxing. Look, man, you know what I mean? I got time for that stuff. Like I said, my tolerance for bullshit is slim in this business. And to me, that's, you know, he's a has-been. He had his day. Now he's trying to make a comeback, and I really don't give a fuck.
Well, you just answered my question before I even asked him. Asked you. So there it is. Dre says, you're right, Joe. My bad. Good night, brother. Have a very good night as well. And thank you for always supporting the coach, my friend. With that said, Coach, we look at the boxing schedule. What is coming up? I don't think there's anything serious except for the title fight on DAZN from New Orleans. Regis Prograis in his first fight with Matchroom Sport on DAZN, fighting Danielito Zorrilla in your 12-round main event for WBC's junior welterweight title. Coach Gogue, are you even the slightest bit interested in this?
Hey, Regis, he's a champion. He's a champion again. He's fighting a tough kid from Puerto Rico under Miguel Cotto's stable. Used to be with Golden Boy, that's Zorrilla, but it's a good. Hey, man, you know what I mean. Regis, after this fight, he needs to start fighting big fights. None of this bullshit.
Yep, that's it. And I don't think he's going to get it. Signing with Matchroom Sport, in my opinion, that was a huge mistake. And it's par for the course when you look at Regis's career. And at age 34, he should have signed with Top Rank. He would then be the next in line to face Teofimo Lopez. Now, he's fighting Daniel Rito Zorrilla, and more than likely he's going to fight Montana Love next. What a shame. What a shame. Guys from Queensland, Australia, Tim Zhu versus Carlos Ocampo. Coach, are you interested in this fight also? Yeah, and there it is, guys, and there it is. So that's what you're looking at this upcoming weekend, and that's the end of the line for Coach Gogue on this weekend's edition of Warwick Radio with the 5-decade fight trainer. Coach Gogue, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience, my friend?
The next big fight is, I guess, Terrence Crawford and no,
that's not until July. Yep.
Oh, that's July. Yeah, I'll call Top Rank, man. My boy Pete Susan that works there. He tells me, what's up, who's fighting, what the fight schedule looks like and everything. I have, they got so many fight shows. Top Rank, because of their deal with ESPN, they're the most consistent promoter out there. You know what I mean? Putting on shows on the big network and everything. Everybody else, they'll get thrown a bone here and there. Like PBC, they do one a month for Showtime. Then they're forced to do them bullshit pay-per-views because they can't get any other TV dates. But Top Rank, there's consistently 2 or 3, sometimes 2, 3 a month they're getting. You know what I mean? From ESPN. Yeah, they got the best platform in boxing, man. Yeah, and they got the best matchmaker, Brad Goodman, who just got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Good for him. He's my boy. Good man, good dude. The best matchmaker in boxing, Brad Goodman. Nobody does it better.
Yep, and a lot like James Gogue. Well, Brad Goodman, anyone around him would tell you, well, he's unflappable, unwavering. He really doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Experience in the business, man. You know what I mean?
That's it, guys. And Coach Gogue, we're an hour and 15 minutes in. I will say this, though. Coach, do you have any thoughts about the Canelo situation, or do you want to save that for another time?
I don't know what the hell's going on. I mean, you know what I mean?
Edgar Berlanga on tap. The David Benavidez, he never responded to their offer. Dimitri Bivol, he's moving on from the Dimitri Bivol matchup. It looks like it's going to be Edgar Berlanga in September.
Oh. Berlanga's going to get his ass whooped.
And there it is. Guys, on behalf of the 5-decade fight trainer, the incomparable James Gogue, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Guys, have a wonderful week, everybody.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down a road and back again. Your heart is true, you're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take a bow? And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, well, you would see the biggest gift would be for me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 If it's a car you lack, I'd surely buy you a Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off, won't you stand up and take